My name is Margaret Ganly. I was born in Geelong in 1915. The wreck of the Scammell, as I recall it, is what was told to me as I grew up. But being a child, I wasn't very interested in the fine details. It was wrecked out on Point Danger on the 7th of May 1891, and the fisherman who saw the wreck went out to it in the evening, but it was too rough for him to get close. But he went out again in the morning, and I believe he helped to bring people back. But there was nobody lost. Everybody came ashore. There was a crew of about 23, and there was the captain and his wife and little daughter and a stewardess. Felix Rosser was the name of the fisherman who saw them. Well, in the next few days, hundreds of people apparently came down to see the wreck because pieces were scattered all along the front beach and the back beach, and people were stealing bits of cargo. And one story I've heard is that some fellows lit a fire down one end so that the people rushed down while they stole stuff the other end. And amongst the stuff stolen was a lot of tobacco. And one farmer, must have lived in the district, he buried it in his paddock, but then I think he forgot where it was buried. The man who bought it, William Pride, was my grandfather, and his second youngest daughter was only 6 at the time, and he took her out on his shoulders to see the wreck. The ship wrecked out on the reef. Eventually it broke up, and I believe that this part came around onto the front beach. But there's a bit of argument amongst the relatives whether it was the front beach or whether it was the other side of the point. I'm not sure about that. We'll never know. Anyway, it was brought up. Horses pulled it up with block and tackle up onto the, and then it was put on a block of land with mostly vacant blocks. My grandfather came down to see it, and it was on the wrong block of land. So he had to have it moved, and it was moved to this particular spot. Well, he created 2 bedrooms up on top, one for the girls, a big one for the girls' bedroom, and a smaller one for the boys. Now, the boys' bedroom didn't have any ceiling, it just went straight up to the roof. It must have been terribly hot in the summer. Most of the relatives stayed here. All the sisters had to sleep in one room, and their husbands, who weren't here all the time, slept in the boys' room with the younger boys. There were 6 bunks, but there were 2 double beds, a single bed, and 2 bunks in the girls' room. So it held a lot of people. Engraved along that beam is, you've got to get in here to see it, certified to accommodate 8 seamen. So they must have had hammocks. And down the other end, it's certified to accommodate 2, so whether they'd be officers or not. But I think most of the crew might have been Negroes. There's photographs of them on the beach. As a child, we were always warned to be careful with the candles and the lamps, because there was no electricity, because they declared that the ship had so much kerosene on it that the timbers were soaked in kerosene. I don't know whether that would have made it more inflammable than it was, but we were always warned to have to be careful with our candles. But it didn't become my home until 1973, and then we added a modern kitchen and bathroom to make it livable. Oh, this house is very important to my family. I hope they keep it for quite a while after I'm not here. I recently had the house painted, and I had outside. I had it stripped right back to the bare timber. So it was a very expensive job, but I think it has preserved the outside which is not really the ship, it's just the cladding on the ship, on the deck house. So that's fixed, but I still have to get a roof on the new part now. I might be passing round the hat for that.